Hello there and welcome back. In this video we are going to talk about routing in Litestar. So let's get to it. Routing.py is our script's name, and from Litestar we import Litestar, get, and the request. And from typing we import any. So what we have seen so far is that we have the get decorator, and we usually specify the path this way. But we also have the option to specify a list, and in this list we specify the context routes. And homepage and async def index, and basically we return a string and return multiple context routes. And in the app we create a Litestar instance and we specify the route handlers, and we say that this is the index function. So let's run it. UVcorn routing app. So now if I go here on the default context route, the page loads. If I specify index, the same page loads. And if I specify homepage, the same page loads. The next thing is that you can specify paths inside a path, so you can create subpaths there. And you don't really have any limit. You just have to make sure that you are able to basically see through the nested context routes. So let's say that this is some path with the async def route handler, and this takes a request object and any and any, and returns none. And inside here we have another decorated function, and we say that this is a subpath. And here we define the async def subpath handler, and this returns none. And here we have the request app.register subpath handler, and basically on the top level in the app part, what we have to do is to just specify the route handler, and inside the route handler with this register function we are able to add it to the context routes. So let's see. Some path subpath. So some path subpath, and what do we have here? We have the some path, yeah, so it is able to return the some path, and we have the subpath, so subpath. All right, So we have added the route handler, we have the subpath handler, and now what we can see here is that this is done. And the next thing is that we can register functions and context routes. Afterwards, the app was instantiated from the Litestar class. So let's say we have the sub and async def sub, and yeah, so this should not be async, and this should not be async either. Great. So this sub is going to return a string, and this is also multi return, and we call the app that register sub. So now if we run it, multi, what was the problem? So this is also multi, invalid syntax. I made a typo, great. Return. Alright, so let's go back. Now you can see that the sub is working. Alright, so technically this was the first part I wanted to show you. Let's see if we have another example. Yeah, we also have the option to use class-based definition of these context routes. So let's go back here, and what we need to do is to add the controller, and this is going to be a class that allows us to do it. So let's define it here. My controller inherits from the controller base class, and the path of this is going to be the controller and we will have two sub context routes, and basically what we would like to do is to say that this is going to respond to the get HTTP request, and the handler will return a string from class controller. And in order to use it, what we will have to do is the following. So basically here we would create the internal and the external, and these are going to be routers, and the path is going to be internal, and the route handler is going to be my controller, and this is also going to be a router. The path is going to be external, and the route handlers is going to be my class, so my controller. Okay, and on the app what we have to do is to add the internal and the external. So now what we also have to do is to import not just the controller but the router as well. And if we run it, hold on, so we have the internal and external and the controller. So we hit the internal and the external, and it is working. All right. Super! So that was all I wanted to show you in this video. See you in the next one.